and welcome to the Vagabloggers News Network. I'm your anchor, Tom Charisma. We're going to go ahead and skip all the unimportant, boring news stories and get right to the heart of tonight's story. Now, I'm going to warn you, some of you may find this a little shocking, some of you may find this a little hard to believe, and some of you may have just found this video on Google. But either way, it turns out that the Vagabloggers have discovered that the city of Indianapolis is a hotbed for alien activity. Actually, our field reporter, Frank McAllister, he's there with Josh, one of the Vagabloggers who claims to have discovered such alien activity. Let's go to Frank. Frank?
Thanks, Tom. Frank McAllister here. I'm here with Josh, Vagablogger. He claims that he's seeking shelter here in the state of Ohio. Looks like he's scared to death to visit Indianapolis, or the state of Indiana for that matter. Josh, can you tell us what happened?
Well, you see, Frank, it's like this. Misha and I, we were in Indianapolis looking for some things to do. We hit up a local coffee shop and started asking the barista. I don't know how I didn't see it before, but he was a total plant by the aliens. I just know it. So we asked him what there was to do. Obviously, he figured out, we're Vagabloggers. We were looking for things cheap and free to do, so he suggested that we go to the Museum of Art. And he told us about this 100 Acres place that's, he was telling us how cool it was. It's this like outdoor, artsy type venue outside of the museum. Told us just to kind of take a walk in the woods and enjoy ourselves. So, we were just a couple of naive kids from Utah. We really didn't know any better, so we went ahead and checked it out.
So then what happened?
Well, so, we saw the museum and it was okay. We went out to that 100 Acres and started walking around. We were really less than impressed and thought that maybe something was off. Something really just didn't seem quite right. Like, why would anybody send us to this place? Seriously. But, it is what it is. Actually, we got some footage of that. Let's go check it out.
Hey, we're here at 100 Acres in Indianapolis, outside of the Indianapolis Art Museum. Just thought we'd tell you a little bit about this place. Basically, here's where we're standing on the edge of some pretty waters. So there's a whole bunch of art installations all around this little wooded walkway path. In fact, we're standing on an art installation right now. Unfortunately, we found most of the installations to be less than impressive. Kind of a bummer. However, definitely a nice, pretty place to walk around. We're, as you can see, kind of here around sunset. So that's at least cool. A little bit of a bummer about the art, but what can you do? Now this I find cool. Basketball hoop and like playgroundy stuff. Makes me really wish I knew parkour, because my goodness, this would be just an insane little playground to go crazy upon. Even though it says no climbing, but when does that ever stop anybody, right? So cool stuff. Yep, moving on. I totally just saw a dude go by on a fishing boat. That's kind of neat, I guess. Yep.
Okay, so we get the idea. You visited this 100 Acres place, and it wasn't everything you thought it was cracked up to be. A funny basketball thing, but what does that have to do with any aliens? And what's the deal with the guy with the boat, anyhow?
Are you mocking me, Frank? I wouldn't come here to you on the international YouTubes if I wasn't serious about this. I've got proof. Let's check it out.
We seem to have stumbled upon some sort of alien teleportation device. Rings in the sky. I'm not quite sure what to make of this, but wow, it's pretty crazy. I didn't.
Well, there you have it. Seems pretty convincing to me. Back to you, Tom.
Thanks, Frank and Josh. Well, what do you guys think? Is it strange tales from the world of intentional homelessness and long-term international travel? Or simply just an elaborate hoax? Weigh in, let us know in your comments below. Either way, this is your anchor, Tom Charisma, signing out for the Vagabloggers News Network.